Good morning, everyone. How are you guys? This is really bright and early for us to be recording, but I could not contain the excitement for today's topic because it is Bleach. Oh
Yes,
my god. Farhad, I know you share the same excitement that I'm feeling that Bleach is fucking back, bro. Bleach
I
is
can't. I
back.
can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's we've been. How long have we been waiting for this day?
Anime ended 2012, manga ended 2016, 17. So we've been waiting for a very, very long time.
Back into the Thousand-Year War started for real now.
Oh my god, right? It feels like it, a decade. But for those of you that are joining us for the very first time, hello, hi, how are you? My name is Fayez. I'm joined by my beautiful castmates, Theo and Ferhad.
Oh, ow.
Generally speaking, we will mention our names as the names are popping up on the screen. But as I said, I couldn't contain my excitement. For the returning viewers, thank you so much for coming back. It seems like we're doing pretty good for our review videos. So yes, keep at it. Thank you so much, guys. We are Cast Five. We like to discuss, review, do countdown stream, TV shows, movie games, generally anything of entertainment that matters to us. And hopefully it matters to you as well, because otherwise this is going to be quite pointless. But today's topic, as stated before, is Bleach. So what we're going to do is we are going to review season by season, including the filler arcs, for the next little while, all the way leading up to the 1,000-Year Blood War. It's going to be every video is going to be one season, and hopefully it's going to be on a bi-weekly schedule. So how would you guys like to tackle this? I'm thinking we discuss a little bit of where we were when the first season came out, how you came about the series, when it was released in Japan and in English, a little bit of the reception, and we just go right into it. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
You guys,
Enough.
all right, perfect. So, unlike our MCU in review, TV show in review video. Spoiler alert! I think we mentioned spoilers at probably an hour and 15-minute mark. So this time I would want to be upfront. This is going to contain spoilers. So first things first, Theo, talk to me, man. Talk to me. Where were you when this anime came out in 2006?
2006 was when it came out for us on TV, right?
Yes, 2004 Japanese release for the first season, first aired, and it was last aired in 2005. For us, it was 2006.
2004, I didn't even know anime. I don't even know what the fuck anime was, so we don't talk about that. 2006, I was in high school, just like Ichigo at that time. And yeah, still on cable TV, watching that shit on, what was it, Friday night, Saturday night? Can't remember anymore. Channel YTV, whatever number that was. But yeah, no COVID, no bullshit back then.
100% agree,
Yes.
man. Simpler times.
Yep, simpler animes in simpler times.
Yeah. Oh man, YTV channel 25. What about you, Farad?
The way I think when I first learned about it was actually when I was kind of getting into anime at first, was in junior high, and I remember you showing it to me. I remember you showing me the Grim. No, it was Ichigo versus Yama. What was his name? What was one of the Arankars?
Grimjo?
The first Arankar he fights and he like beats the shit out of him.
The first Rankar he fights, he actually loses.
Yama. Is it
Yami.
Yama? The
It's
big guy with
Yami.
Yami. That was the first episode.
Cutting off his arm and everything, yeah. Your mic turned off.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I touched the bags.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, I think that was the first time I saw Bleach, and then after that, I just I had to keep watching the weekly releases. And I don't think I've ever seen it on YTV though. I think I just watched it online.
Yeah, me too. I watched it online. It was the Datebayo subs. It was Naruto and Bleach at the same time that I was watching. Bleach was actually mentioned to me by one of my very close friends at that time. She was huge into anime. And I remember watching Escaflowne and so forth. And she's like, "Oh, what about this show? It's supposedly very popular in manga." And I was like, "I'm not about the manga life." And now I actually own the entire series, right? So, um, I watched the first episode and had no idea what I was going into. Like, it was completely blind. No trailer, no nothing, no videos, no synopsis. Just sitting down and watching the first episode. And this was probably, yeah, in 2004, just as it was released. And let me tell you guys, the opening is has nothing to do with what the show is about. It is so fucking misleading, but it is so good. It is so
But
good.
you hear the name Bleach, you see like the guy with his dyed orange hair, whatever. You just think, and he's in a school uniform doing wacky shit with his school friends. So you just think, oh, it's about this guy with like bleach blonde hair, and like I don't know, maybe he's fighting for like the school's strongest title or some shit.
What
Damn, I was so
I
wrong.
completely agree. I really thought it was a high school anime. What about you, Farhad? You since saw the fight with Yami, were you thrown
Yeah, no, I
off?
did not think it was that. At first, when you showed me that, and then I watched the first season, I was like, wait, the fuck happened? Where's the cool ass sword? Where's everything? But then slowly, like as the story progressed, I'm like, oh, okay. So he's slowly getting stronger. You know, the same shonen deal, but you know, this was my first shonen anime, so I loved it.
Oh, for sure. 101st Sony
Oh
anime?
yeah, yeah.
No, Dragon Ball Z is
Whatever.
technically
Dragon Ball,
first,
yeah.
right?
Dragon Ball Z would
Yeah.
have
Dragon
been
Ball
first.
So I
Z.
guess it's like second one.
The thing is, you didn't go watching Dragon Ball Z knowing that was anime. You can't. At least that's
Cartoons.
how it was for me. Yeah, I watched
Mm.
this. If it was a cartoon. Bleach was the first one that I actually watched, knowing that. Okay, so this is a Japanese animation series.
Did you guys watch a dub or
From the
did you guys
start.
watch a sub? Because I watched a sub.
I watched
I
the
think
dub.
You
I
watch
watched
it?
the sub.
Okay. Yeah, I watched I think my entire perception of cool sounding voices were completely shattered when I watched Dragon Ball. I think it was movie 12, Fusion Reborn, for the very first time. And I was like, what the hell is this? And it was in Japanese sub. And I'm like, Goku doesn't sound like this. What is going on? But obviously, like, the voice actor now is like synonymous with Goku. But like at that particular time, it just like blew my goddamn mind because Ocean dub to this, I was like, what? And then I actually listened to um the real English dub now, right? Real, is that even such a thing? I guess. But you guys know
Real English.
the official English dub, not not real.
But the one that we consider real.
Yes, but then watching Bleach, it was just like now going back and rewatching it as dub, it sounds a bit off to me because I am just so used to like this was it. This was a show that I started off watching in Japanese. I think this was even before Naruto because I started watching Naruto. I thought Naruto in the beginning was about tennis for some strange reason. Prince of Tennis and this I completely mixed. So when me and Theo, we were out and we were
So what, you thought it was ninjas playing tennis?
I didn't know it was ninjas. I really didn't know ninjas. I completely confused the two. So I recall us go on a tennis court, and I'm me, Theo, and a couple of other friends, and I don't know how to play tennis. We sucked. So this one of our friends, Alex, he's talking to us about Naruto. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's that tennis show, isn't it? He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, we're like, he's probably just going through tournaments and stuff and trying to be, the number one tennis player in the world. He's like, Prince of Tennis? I'm like, no, Naruto. He's like, bro, just go watch one episode and you'll realize how wrong you are. I don't know if I need to be friends with you right now. So then I went and watched the first episode. I'm like, oh wow, ninjas. But Bleach was before Naruto. What about you guys? Did you guys watch Bleach before Naruto or was it afterwards?
I think it was before. I think I definitely watched Bleach beforehand, and then I watched Naruto after.
Definitely. Well, I didn't really watch Naruto. Only
Mm.
like knew and saw a couple of episodes thanks to you guys. But yeah, I didn't even know about Naruto until after Bleach.
Yeah, all the cool fights. You watch all the
Yeah.
cool fights from Naruto. But yeah, the TV show 2004 aired until 2005. The English dub started in 2006. YTV September 9th. So it was a full 2 years later. The first season, the Substitute Soul the Reaper arc. Thoughts? Let's go. Let's dive. This is from here on out, guys. It's gonna be spoiler alert. What were your first thoughts when you saw that first episode? Where were you? How did you feel? Let's talk about it.
It was 4 p.m. sunny afternoon, beautiful day, birds flying. I could hear them chirping, and I was like, "Yes, you know what? Today's a good day to watch Bleach. Let's watch Bleach." And I remember watching the first episode, and I was just like, "Oh, like it's a comedic, kind of like a show." I'm cool with comedic animes. I fucking love One Punch Man, but I don't like full on comedic animes, but the way Bleach did it was like there was funny moments, and then there was like very fucking serious moments where any moment anyone can die to these fucking demon things. And so I kind of like that aspect of just the Hollows weren't just like a normal villain who would run away after you beat them. No, there was like a general purpose for them, and that was just to fuck up every human and try to make, or not human, but what is it? Like they stop
Spirits.
them going from they stop the spirits from going to the
Society.
The Soul Society. And so basically there's actually a reason to actually, get rid of them. And so I think that's what kind of hooked me up, or like kind of hooked me onto the show, was just to see, like what's going to happen next. How's he going to get stronger? And, him catching the power from Rukia too, the way she lost her power was just like, there was just so much explanation to each thing. It wasn't just like, oh, okay, you take my power and that's it. I still have my power. No, like she lost her fucking power and she gave it to him, and now she's kind of like stuck, but she has to rely on him. So I like that. I love that concept.
What about you, Theo?
So yeah, that was my first like long running shonen anime. So I haven't been exposed to like shonen anime style comedy yet. So it all felt really fresh to me. Like the beginning with him. He's this guy, he looks like a delinquent, but he can see ghosts. He's really nice to ghosts and all that stuff. Yeah, he goes home, he has like this wacky-ass family. 2 sisters who also has similar power, like ghost sighting powers. And his dad who is completely oblivious to everything. And then all of a sudden, shit goes down, monsters appear, and he gets this big-ass sword. And that big ass sword sold me. It was the big ass sword, yeah.
100%. It's Dragon Ball Z with swords. No, I agree with you guys. The first episode,
complete with the blonde hair too.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Orange hair, but yes. When originally I started watching the first episode, based on the opening itself, yeah, I thought it was a high school comedy. I don't mind comedies whatsoever. Like by watching Full Metal Panic, Fumafu, Oran High School Club. There's a couple of Fruit Baskets and stuff that I seen. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is just like one of those. Who cares, kind of thing. But I didn't realize with that.
Technically, Dragon Ball Z also had high school comedy.
Yeah,
I think about it.
And then turning around and it's like, oh crap, okay, they're that screech that the Hollows do. I was like, yeah, is this supposed to be a kid's show? Because it doesn't seem like a kid's show, because that can be pretty terrifying. But them coming in, eating people up, eating their souls, and making them into another monsters and stuff, especially episode 3 when Orihime's brother, like the whole journey of that. But the dad, oh my god. Throughout, knowing what we know now, and we're going to try to keep away from future spoilers, but knowing what we know now, this man's been like training himself his dodge mechanics, like Piccolo did to Gohan. He's got dodge mechanics since child, like he was a kid. Every single time he's waking him up, he's throwing him down, he's beating the shit out of him on a comedic basis, but he's prepping him because he knows what's out there. But rewatching this, I completely forgot how in tuned Karin was. Ichigo's like the out of the two sisters, the older one, the tomboy. How in tune she was in terms of seeing spirits, giving Ichigo a little bit of a pep talk to go save people and blah blah blah. Like all of that, I completely forgot. Completely forgot. And the second part is how prominent Grant Fisher was. Because the first a few episodes, he's the one sending the hollows. I don't remember that at all. I remember him from that OVA when it's raining, they're visiting their mom's grave, and he fights Ichigo, and he gets his leg cut off, and he runs away, and you find out that he's the one that killed Ichigo's mom. But I did not remember him actually sending hollows after him. Orihime's brother was turned because of him, which is kind of cool because like there's a lot of elements that Kubo really brought back. When he was
Grant Fisher was one that I forgot just how much of a big bad he was at the beginning. Like I forgot that he ran away and he wasn't just killed off like the rest.
Exactly. I remember him running away. I just didn't remember anything else. But his death, knowing what we know now, it's just more epic, man. I like its Ishin. But anyways, Ichigo comes in. Yes, God gets his powers, and he gets a big ass sword. That big ass sword. Oh my god, yes. That completely sold me. Completely sold me too.
Especially since we loved FF7 as well.
Yes.
It looked a lot like the Buster Sword.
Yes, it did. You're absolutely right, Theo. Absolutely right.
Complete with the spiky orange hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I like the first season. I like how Monster of the Week it really felt. There's a new monster coming out. Every single character got a little bit of time to shine. The world building is quite sophisticated for an anime that ended up going for 366 episodes, and now the last season's not even out yet. But Ferhad, you absolutely nailed it because when they talk about hollows, they talk about Soul Society, they talk about hell, they talk about what the process of sending the souls, why they do it, the whole balancing act. Even though her drawings are pretty hilarious, little bunnies, but it is a lot of world building right from the get-go, letting you know that this is a vast world and these are the mechanics of it. And then Renji shows up and says, fuck you, everything that you know, my sword has a name. And you're like, what?
Yeah. I was like, why does your sword have a name? Did you just name it? What's wrong with it?
Do you like hold your sword with you at night and call it Catherine or something?
I imagine that's probably the plot of Catherine, right? You know.
Although I do name all my consoles.
So. Oh, what you got? Your
PS5? PS5 is Sir Montgomery the Fifth, and the PS4 was Sir Montgomery the Fourth.
Oh wow, Sir Montgomery! That's hilarious.
Don't ask why. I just love the name.
Well, of course. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly go through the episodes and just kind of give you guys a quick synopsis, just to refresh your memory, if in case you've seen it a little bit before, or to any of the listeners out there or viewers that have not seen it, it can trigger a little bit of your memory. First episode, obviously, the day he becomes a Shinigami. Rukia teaches him how to do the Shinigami work, who they are, Urahara, all that stuff. Then it's all about Orihime, his brother. We get to see someone turning into a hollow for the very first time, which is kind of sad. Him going after Orihime and Tatsuki. That was kind of fucked up, not knowing that there's something that a spirit is just beating the shit out of you. Poor Tatsuki got such a bad deal. She got attacked twice because of Orihime. I don't know if I would ever end up being friends with her. But then we have Chad, the best character in the entire series. Come fight me. Okay? He's the best character.
Chad of the series?
Yeah, Chad of the series. He is so useless. He is so useless. And for some strange reason, I remember having cool moments in the beginning, or maybe that was just nostalgia. But no, man, he took a steel beam. I guess that was cool. Well, he had a rock hard body, like that. I guess that's what they're trying to show. Like he is Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but he is the cavalry. You know how he would say it.
He just has strong punches and like can take a hit. That's it.
But that was it though, right? Like that's it. I'm gonna punch someone harder. I'm gonna protect and punch someone harder. But after
Like, take hits harder.
you
And
hit
basically, at the end, all he did was take hits.
yeah, you hit me. No, I let you hit me. Then I hit you back. Much more stronger power, you know. And then after going through all of this, we deal with Cone. We find out Cone, which is kind of hilarious. He was a pretty big part of the first season, and he just kind of got sidelined like majority of the characters because let's be real, Soul Society just was a lot more interesting. Their swords had names, guys, and 2 different stages. You
Like,
know,
come on.
3.
3 different stages. Yes, that's true. What's the third one? Hold on.
Didn't
Base.
Byakuya have a third one?
No, they had 2 stages. Shikai Bankai. That's it.
But
Oh,
then-
and the regular one before Shikai, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah, but the regular one
This
before
is a Zanpakuto.
that's usually just a Zanpakuto.
Yeah, I consider that a stage, okay?
I call it seal stage.
I
Fine.
call it just a samurai looking sword.
3. Yes, we'll say 3. We'll say 3. Because some people actually did not just have a Zanpakuto. They had like weird. Well, that's also spoilers, so I'm not gonna mention this. Anyways, moving on.
But a weird shaped sword. Let's put it that.
Oh yeah.
Then June 17th, Memories in the Rain. Memories in the Rain is the first time we get to know about Ichigo's mom, about how she died, why he blames himself. And there's another element that's introduced in this particular episode that kind of goes on to the rest of the series is how prominent rain is in Ichigo's world. Anytime any exposition's been given to him, it rains. When he has cloudy thoughts in the inner world, it rains. So I thought that was kind of neat. They introduced it, and we obviously get to be meet Grand Fisher, Mr. Granddaddy, who ends up running away. And then we meet one of the coolest characters. He has had some of the most strategic fights. Not just Getsuga Tensho, the legendary Quincy, Mr. Ishida Uryu. Talk to me about Quincy's, guys. I know, Theo, you loved them back in the day.
Yep. He was a smart one. And he used arrows.
Short and
That was
Short and
yeah,
sweet,
that was
that's
all
why.
he was-
short and sweet. I love it. What about you, Fred? What'd you think of Mr. Ishida?
I liked him. He was a good rival character for Ichigo. It's you kind of need that kind of boosts their. Oh, what was that one episode where they were like, "Oh, I killed this many. Well, I actually killed this many."
Yeah, when he uses the hollow pill and he summons all the hollows, but somehow it also leads to Menos Grande showing up.
And then
And-
like a bunch of hollows also showed up with it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
So I remember that episode. I'm being like, yeah, I fucking love Ishida because it was just like it reminded me of Lord of the Rings. Remember with what was it, the dwarf and the Matthew Blue? What was it? What was that guy's name?
Gimli.
Gimli
Of course,
and the elf. They always had
Like,
Yeah,
contests.
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, yeah. They
Mhm.
always had contests of like who would kill who, like how many would they kill faster. And so it just reminded me of that, and I fucking loved Ishida after that.
I
But
like
they
how...
weren't
Sorry,
on
go ahead.
yeah, they weren't as on friendly terms, but I get what you mean.
Yeah,
Finally, he had like a rifle or something.
yeah. It wasn't just go. Rukia just talks to him. Hey, go kill that hollow.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Come
like
back.
finally you find that okay, Ichigo isn't the only one who can do the work. There are other competent people.
Mhm.
Exactly. That's what I really loved about it was that it wasn't. There's not just Soul Society. There's like another whole other clan that we didn't know about.
Yeah, in the first 14 episodes, not only the fact that they introduced Shinigamis, Hollows, Menos Grandes, and they also introduced a brand new clan that essentially just eradicated Hollows from existence, which was Quincy's. And
They
I
were
really...
like the heretics or something.
Yeah. So I guess it's when you think about it, like if you played any Assassin's Creed games, if you done any research from back in the day, it was like he's reminds me of the Crusades, right? Just coming in. It's the Inquisition, guys. Coming in, just shooting arrows, knocking everybody out one by one. But I love the fact that if you, because I recently went back and rewatched the series, how much Ichigo used to struggle with like basic hollows to now how much basic hollows used to struggle against Ichigo with one strike. He got stronger, definitely, but rather than just using his sheer strength to kill a hollow, he started dodging more. He started actually putting some battle tactics in plan, whereas Ishida was like, arrow, kill shot, kill shot, kill shot, kill shot. It was great. It was like, well, he's never going to be able to catch up to Uryu, but you come back and you realize at the very end, before Manos Grande comes out, it's like both of them had roughly around 20 something, and Ichigo's winning. So like, even with this big heavy sword that he has to physically attack, he's gone so much faster. So that kind of stuff I really liked, and them explaining why Ishida's clan was just like destroyed, like eradicated off the face of the like existence, because when they kill hollows, they don't return, the souls don't return, and then sooner or later that balance tips, and that would be the end of the universe.
I thought it mattered much at the in the ultimate scheme of things.
Did it not, Theo? We'll find out when we reach the 1,000-year blood work. But right after that, they introduced Ichigo's true rival, which was Abarai Renji. This
Is
man,
he though?
he kind of is, yeah.
Later on, though, does he though? For, you know
Well,
what? This season, yeah, we'll say
he's
it.
the best
Yeah.
we got at the time. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for the next like 2 seasons, he's gonna be his rival, and we can gauge how strong Ichigo's gotten. And then later on, though, I don't really know who's Ichigo's real rival. Kenpachi? That's pretty much
Yeah,
it. Like,
I think
or
that's it.
Byakuya, right? Like, but like even
Yeah.
Byakuya is not really a rival. It's just like more of a friend.
I think Kenpachi is technically his rival because Kenpachi
Yeah.
just always wants to square up with him.
Yeah, it's true, true. But I think he has like several rivals at the very end, because like for him it's Kenpachi, Renji, Uryu's there too, because Ichigo grew, Uryu grew. Chad was just like, you know, in the corner, just doing Chad things.
Punching shit, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
So he's
I
good.
have the broken character stay. Can't remove that one.
And then after Renji gets introduced, they fight. We get to see Ichigo's bloodlust for the very first time, how much he likes battle instincts. And then we get to meet the granddaddy of Shinigamis for season 1. Fucking Kuchiki Byakuya, man. This guy with his flash step and 2 hits. I forgot it was 2 hits.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
thought it's just one.
no,
I thought it was just one. He
it's-
just kind of flash stepped in and broke his fucking sword and
it's
left.
2. It's 2 hits.
Did he cut his sword?
So he hit him once, and then he hit him again.
Oh, yeah, because he
and-
got cut up.
Yeah, and then they actually show it too when they slow it down. And Renji actually mentions it. He's like, the first one I kind of saw. Second one, I didn't even know when he unsheathed, sheathed his sword back in, and hit. So he's like, if I didn't see it, clearly this guy has no idea what just happened. And then Ichigo, obviously, Rukia goes back to Soul Society because we find out that it is a unforgivable crime to give your powers to a human being, Soul Reaper powers to a human being. And then Ichigo learns his own Soul Reaper powers with the help of Mr. Hat and Clogs, or as we know him, Urahara Kisuke, Mr. Green Hat. What a badass.
What did you think about that whole training scene of like him getting thrown in the pit and like making him a hollow and all that?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it, because throughout the time when they were showing how the chains kind of eat themselves and then they'll trigger it, and he's like, oh yeah, this final section is nothing like the others. You kind of felt Ichigo was his arms are completely binded, but you felt that fear for him, because you're like, yo, how is he gonna get out? How is he gonna just all of a sudden trigger Shinigami powers, right? But they bring back the fact that soul ribbons, that Ishida Uryu said, soul ribbons are different colors for Shinigamis versus any other human beings, because they're white, Shinigamis are red. So I absolutely loved it. But the part that really kind of still gives me goosebumps when he's like, turn around, face your fears, and shout my name. My name is, and then he goes Zangetsu, and he just like releases the sword, and everything clears out, and then you get to see this big ass butcher sword, which is not the big Shinigami sword. It just got bigger.
Yeah. I was
And
like,
more
let's make it
curve.
bigger.
No hilt, no nothing, no guards, just meant straight up for butchering hollows. Loved it.
And that long ass ribbon on it all the time.
Yeah, that became its sheath. That's how he used to sheath his sword. But Zangetsu, the design itself, what after seeing Abar Renji, and let me just finish out the synopsis, and then they end up going into Soul Society to end up to go save Rukia. Orihime joins. She has these weird powers, Santen Keshin, which is basically this ribbon, these little pins that her deceased brother gave her, that she can use to either attack, heal, and project a shield. Chad got an arm, so
A cooler looking arm to push
More-
it with.
That shit
Yeah.
sounded so OP back in the day.
it did. It really, really did. And Uryu just he trained to get stronger, and we just don't know exactly.
And Yoruichi.
Yoruichi was
cat.
there, yeah, but yeah, he went in as the cat. That is true. And Yoruichi joined them to go into Soul Society. 20 episodes. Your thoughts in terms of Mr. Urahara Kisuke and Yoruichi? I knew that Urahara Kisuke was a Shinigami. I knew that he was strong. I just didn't realize how strong he was until he trained Ichigo.
And that scene where Ichigo he threw his first blade beam, and Urahara just blocked it and was like, or if I didn't have my, what's the sword called? Benihime? I think?
Benihime,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was like, or if I didn't have my Benihime, you have took off an arm. I was like, damn.
Hmm.
This guy just blocked that shit like it was nothing. He must be like
Godly.
next to, yeah. And his sword also looked really different. That was
Mhm.
also really cool. Like everyone else had the curved katana, his was just a straight ass blade.
Hmm. What about you, Ferhad?
Yeah, I didn't think Urahara. Well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I didn't think he was going to be as strong later. I thought he was like a Soul Reaper, but I didn't know his status when he was in the Soul Society, and so later on you'll find out why he's such a badass. But I think earlier on, just seeing that season, seeing how smart he is, and seeing him like basically, put two and two together so fast. It's just like, okay, so he immediately knows how to train Ichigo. He immediately knows what to do to get them to go to A13. Like, he's just like quick
He knows
and easy
everything.
thoughts. Yeah, he knows everything.
He's like the character you meet at the end that will give you all the exposition on all the secrets and everything.
Yeah.
I guess
So that's-
that was what made him interested in him since that first season, and you don't find out until God knows when.
Hmm.
He's just a goof most of the seasons until he's not a goof near the end, and it's just like, whoa.
But even in his fights, like the way he fights, I loved it because it's not straight up I'm gonna come kill you. There's always some sort of mechanic or MacGuffin that he has, some stupid he'll use some tech that he created that nobody has because he figured that he's 10 steps ahead of you all the fucking time. He'll know what your powers are and he'll be 10 steps ahead of you. So if you try, I'm gonna end up doing this, it's like, well, I have a counter for that. And that's not 9 out of 10 times, it's not even his sword. It's just something that he'll either throw at you or seal your powers or Keto Man. That's the other thing. The two,
Like Ferhad with his 16 trap cards.
100%.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
at the end of the day, it's always going to be Ring of Destruction. Because this man wants nothing but death and destruction if he can't win. I'm going to
I
take
just
all of
want
you guys out.
ties and handshakes being like, good job, guys.
Yeah. So let's discuss about before we dive into anything else about Kuchibaya, because I really want to talk about that last sequence with Kuchibakia and Abarai Renji and what it did for you in terms of just blowing this universe open. What did you guys think of it was Kido and Bakudo? Having those spells plus a sword with a name. What did you guys feel? And they always number it. Is Kido number 9 this or Bakudo number 10 this? So it tells you that there's a lot more than what they're showing and the incantations and so forth. But at the same time, your sword has a fucking like 3 different stages. Like Shinigamis were just godly. What'd you guys think of Kido, Bakudo, and Zanpakutos?
He was like the magic swordsman guy. Always that cool one that's like, oh, if I can use a sword, I can use magic. And when I'm using magic, I can use it with my sword as well. Now that I think about it, like after having know more about Naruto, he was basically Itachi.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That is fair. What about you, Farhad?
I like the whole spell things with the Bakudo and all that, and later on you find out that there's more spells, but I think the numbering just means like how strong and how weak it is, right? So which one? There's even great. Yeah,
It's
the
up
numbers
to
just shows like
99,
how.
I think.
I think the numbering just shows how easy it is to use.
How easy, how basic it is. If you do incantations, they're that much stronger. But only a few people are able to do level 99 to level 100. And Aizen later on ends up pulling some stuff that's like level 99, level 100, which are supposed to be the strongest. And he does it with incantations. So
doesn't he do it like right off the bat? He's just like that, and it's just goodbye villain.
Yeah, pretty much, right? So
I remember like one of the cool things about it was that his magic was all just instant cast. No cast time or whatever. He just tosses it out of nowhere. You can't even react to it at that time.
Yeah. Here's something else. They did not talk about Ryatsu as much. That I'm a little surprised about. I guess because they were giving so much information about the world, they like Ryatsu wasn't a big part because it became a huge part later on in the series. Like that was basically how you judge someone's power, right? Which leads me to Byakuya Kuchiki, and Abare Renji. When they came to get Rukia, and they took her away. Sorry. Ichigo says that he was protected again, and then she just faded into white. The third movie for Bleach is called Fade to Black, and it's Rukia kind of merging in with the Hollow, versus here going into Soul Society. Really, black and white. Because the themes that they use is kind of neat. Something that I caught for the very first time, actually. How'd you feel about Mr. Byakuya? Talk to me about the entire fight. Like, what were your thought processes and stuff?
That entire fight was something else. I think that fight was just basically the best fight they've ever drawn in that entire season 1. And I think it definitely lived up to the hype of what they were trying to go for in that episode. Because, like, we never seen Ichigo in that state. We never seen him fight these guys with names on their swords who are definitely a cut above him right now because they know a lot more than him. So, yeah. And then when you see him fighting Renji, it's just like, okay, so they're not that much stronger, but, like, he's still struggling. And then out of nowhere, like, he's beating him. It's like, oh my god, holy shit, he just unlocked some new power. Nope. Byakuya just comes in, slashes you, looks at your sword. He's like, grabs that shit. Broken.
And
like, how else?
The scene, and I know Theo, when you and I were first talking about this scene back in the day, we were coming back from your house, and either I was walking you to the house or you were walking back to my place, and you had seen this episode before I did, and I asked you, I was like, "Yo, how's the episode?" You're like, "Well, Ichigo does some shit, and then this other guy that's quiet, he does some shit, and there's a scene." Where he's falling, he grabs him. He's like, "You're even slow in falling," and I'm like, "Oh, what does that mean?" Watching it again, I would like it brought back so many memories. But yes, that line is such badassery on the next level. Well, this man, you just like fucked up 2 slashes. He didn't see anything coming. His sword's broken, and he's like contemplating his life. And you just grab him as he's falling, and it's like, yo, you even fall slow.
So brutal.
So fucking brutal. I love.
Then he has to watch Rukio walk away with him because Rukio is like, you know what? I don't want him to die. I'm just gonna go with them.
Yeah. And I sorry, go ahead.
There was also fight scenes where you can say there wasn't even a fight scene. It was just one person getting overpowered in 1 second. But that 1 second was enough to tell you everything you needed to know.
Yeah, it was definitely a Dragon Ball Z second because, like, you can see that second Ichigo's falling. It's like 10 different episodes. No, but like as he's falling down, Byakuya is grabbing him. It's a solid like 30 seconds of just humiliation. But
you can't touch that guy.
You can't, man. Flash Step at that time was just godly. Like, are you even going to be able to see him?
Speed was everything at that time. Even Ranger was like, "Oh yeah, the speed. He's too fast. He's too furious."
It's Vin Diesel.
And he was trying to protect his family, man. This is it.
Family.
It's kind of crazy how they try to balance the powers later on with Gentei Kaijon and say, hey, when you're in the human world, you can't release all your powers. So they have to really, really kind of have basic, like, Shinigamis go as very basic bitches. Because, like, if Renji and Byakuya at that level, with all the restrictions that they have to put to bring these guys in to get Rukia, at that level, fucked up Ichigo. Ichigo was like not that strong whatsoever. But the fact that he kept up with Renji is pretty admirable, man.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good seeing like new villains and.
Yeah,
So what were you gonna say?
that's the rated blade of his.
That was pretty cool. That was actually really cool when I saw it.
Yeah.
I really wish more happened with that. I actually
Really wish cooler powers came out of it, if I'm being honest. Because like later on when you find out what the powers are, it's like it could go for a different power.
No, I know. It's like more variety would have been nice.
Right? Like, it's such a different sword. It could have done so much shit with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just got creative with it at least or something. No?
No, it just gets your attention, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Pierces the heavens. What else do you want, Theo? Piercing the hell?
Horse.
Which is a great
How did you even
segue.
say that?
Which is a great segue to the whole hell sequence. First time watching it, I completely forgot hell existed. I thought the Hollow World was pretty much hell, but hell was separate. And I think watching the fourth movie is when I realized that hell was a completely separate world. But they introduced it in like episode 5. These big ass doors open up, and this gigantic hand comes out with a knife and just stabs this guy and takes him back. Because if you did anything in while you were a spirit, you're either a hollow or you'll be cleansed and you'll be sent back to Soul Society. But if you were just a piece of shit while you were living in real life, then sorry, you're going down to hell. But seeing hell for the very first time, that was kind of neat. Like there's a lot of stuff in this first season that's introduced that does get touched on eventually. And now with the hell arc, with the new manga continuation, which they haven't, other than the first chapter, they haven't really continued on. Very, very cool. Very cool how far deep you can go in and say, hey, I did introduce this. Let's just talk about this more.
In contrast to how cool hell was when you first see Soul Society, it was pretty disappointing for heaven.
Yes. Because they don't like how Soul Society is supposed to be heaven, right?
It was pretty shit heaven.
Well, I was reading it in one of the articles that they were talking about how Soul Society is different based on where you are. Like the perception can be different. Like if you're on the east side, it gives you a little bit more of a feudal Japan vibe. If you are in North America or Europe, it'll be different. I figured in Europe it'll probably be like old ass England. I don't know why. Like that's the first thing that pops up in my mind. But I that's what the thought process is that soul society is supposed to be, heaven is supposed to be different where based on where you're living. But if the east section, if it's not just country based, if it's country based, then I don't mind it. If it's just like the section of the world is like, oh, feudal Japan, then I figure like people like my people that live in Pakistan or Saudi Arabia, like, are you being transferred to feudal Japan? Like, what's happening? Like, makes me wonder.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Chad ends up there. So
That
yeah, I
is
think you.
that is true though. Yeah, and he had Mexican heritage, right?
Yeah,
Darker,
I
yeah,
think. Yeah, he was speaking Spanish or something, right? I think.
yeah, I believe so with his grandfather. Yeah, crazy man. But yeah, first season. What would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it a 8 out of 10.
Good setup. Got you
Yeah.
excited.
Oh yeah, it definitely got me wanting to watch more seasons once it finished. So I think it did its job good in making the viewers want to watch more.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Theo?
Yeah, same. Very good pilot season. Definitely got me hyped to like keep going and look at where it goes for the time being.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a solid 8. It's a very good starting point. You get to learn about the world very very early. It's on a very granular level too. So like when you are like it makes you feel like you if you were living in this world, this is how you would find out information time to time too. One thing I really liked though was Ichigo's motivation has never really changed throughout the entire series. It's always he wants to protect his friends or he wants to protect people that can't protect themselves. But
First for his family.
yes, it's all family, guys. Always family.
Family.
But in episode 2, when Rukia is kind of like talking to him about how he needs to do this job, and he's like, "Why should I? It doesn't really matter." And she just drags him out to and this I think it was a child that was being attacked. And Ichigo looks at her and she's like, well, I'm not going to just leave him hanging when I know he's going to die. I mean, I'll obviously go help him. But he didn't want to be a hero. I always liked about it. He didn't have a huge goal. Like, Goku wants to be strong. He wants to be the strongest character in the entire universe. And now the multiverse. Naruto wanting to be Hokage. You know? One Piece, Luffy wants to be the Pirate King. Ichigo just wants to protect his friends, man. That's it. The trauma of his mom dying and him not being able to do something about it just stuck. And he's just like, I got to be strong enough to protect my family. I got to be strong enough to protect my friends. Because especially when it comes to my family, my dad is really a fucking moron. He's not going to be able to do jack shit because he's just a doctor, man, running a clinic and just trying to like jump on me and stuff during the morning times. Those kind of things that I really, it was a bit refreshing that it was such a, I wouldn't.
He wasn't trying to prove himself.
Yeah, it was such a simple, noble cause, man. I'm just gonna be there for my friends and he was friends with Chad for that reason. Chad just when Ichigo got jumped for having orange hair, Chad just took some punches for him, and that was it.
And then become best friends.
They become best friends.
Will you take a punch from me? I will always take a punch for you.
Family, man, family.
He did for the power of friendship.
Yeah.
What are your any hopes or hypes, knowing where the series is gonna go for season 2? When you first finished watching and you realize they're going into Soul Society, talk to me about your thought process. What were you guys hoping for? You got Ichigo's name for his sword. It's Zagetsu. You know Byakuya Kuchiki and Abarai Renji are on a different level. He's going into this place that is pretty much a what military headquarters for heaven that you're gonna go challenge. What were your thought process and stuff?
Like a bunch of samurai looking dudes.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was I really wanted to see his blade beam again. The thing that he used against or the hat and sandals guy. I
Yeah.
really wanted to see him use that every single fight. Didn't
Urahara
happen,
Kisuke.
but I had hope.
Yeah, he
I
did.
hope for that. And obviously rematch with Bakuya.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's probably what we all stay there for.
Just
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Yeah, just the height of that
Mostly those
fight.
two things, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I wanted to see his progression. How is he lost to one captain? How is he gonna go in and fight 12 of them? And the whole ranking system,
Seriously.
right? Like which one's the stronger? Which one isn't the strongest? Like what's going on? Is Byakuya one of the strongest? And just between the captains itself, just to see everyone's powers and yeah.
Another thing that I wanted to see was the hat and sandals guy. I wanted to see him fight.
Mhm.
That clearly did not happen and had me holding my breath for a couple years pretty much.
Couple seasons, yeah. 100%. Anything else, Brad?
No, I think Theo kind of summed it up perfectly. It's just I wanted to see the rematch with Byakuya. I wanted to see the blade beam again. I thought they left it off at a really great point, and like at the end of the season, they all go to Soul Society for an objective to save Rukia. So yeah, I dug it. I as soon as I went in and I saw the whole environment of it, I'm like, this is gonna be really good.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think that says it all.
Well,
Thank
yeah.
me. It's I wanted to see everyone's swords. The names of the swords, different variations of it. Why you have the names for the swords? Like that was one of the main things that I was very very interested in. Is okay, you introduce this new mechanic to these thin ass swords. Okay, Zanpakutos, great. The names, if whatever the name is, what does that represent? But the biggest thing for me was why does Ichiko Zanpakuto, especially Zangetsu, why does he look like the way he does? Because every single other person, like when Abarai did it, his sword and so forth, it didn't feel like it gave you the vibe of a person or a human being. You know what I mean? Like there was a spirit that was trapped in there. So is
Like he had a living sentient sword.
kinda, yeah. So that was really cool. Because he looked like a badass, man.
Oh
Zangetsu,
yeah.
glasses and everything, just the way he calls out to it. I was like, yo, this is great. So that sentient being, like, okay, so if this is what the sword looks like, great. Byakuya, what does his sword look like? What does Abare Renji's sentient being looks like, right?
Oh
So
yeah. And hat and sandals guy, he called his sword like
she,
Benny Hime. It's like
yes. So I was like, okay, so why are they chosen? Like, how does that work? Like the whole that element, I was very intrigued by. But we don't find out any of that information for a very very long time, very very long time. But that is it for us, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully, we'll see you back in about 2 weeks when we're going to be reviewing possibly what the beginning of one of the best seasons in Bleach, which is called The Entry. Once again, 20 episodes going through it. I am so excited to see where this leads to. Because there's a lot going back and rewatching everything. There's a lot of stuff that I'm noticing for a very, very first time, which is fantastic. But
Gonna be good.
yeah. Any final words, Theo?
Nope.
All right. Thank you once again for so much for joining us. As always, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. We have tons of other content on our channel. If you like, if you review it, comment down below. Let us know. Especially for this video, comment down below and let us know which was your favorite season or what you thought of season 1. Did it live up to the expectations of when you first started watching it? Did the opening make any sense to you at all? Did you think it was a high school anime as well? Comment down below and let us know. We're also available on Patreon. If you'd like to support us, please go ahead, subscribe there as well. And we're also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. With that said, as always, gentlemen and ladies, whoever's watching us, we wish you nothing but good vibes from your friends at Cast Live. Ciao.
Bye.